Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Vince Howard, marketing director at Opis Group, a British blockchain technology company focused on developing computing, cloud, and gaming apps that reward users for their participation. He joins me to discuss why blockchain gaming as a trend has the potential to topple some of the world's largest video game publishers. Vincent, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill. My pleasure.
Let's start on a higher level here. When we think about Web 2 to Web 3, where are we right now in the cycle?
Really good question. I like the analogy, if we think of a canal and canal boats that move from one side to the other side where there's locked gates that make the boats move down and the water that flows through. I think we're at one side where we want to move standards from Web 2 to Web 3. And at the moment, we've got to make sure that where we want to be with Web 3 can match the existing standards and rails that we have for e-commerce, for technology, pretty much all the other regulatory requirements that these Web3 companies need to be able to make the next step to become the next big Web2 players.
Why should gaming not be referenced as blockchain gaming, but gaming as the targets or truly those who engage in the games?
Gaming is an industry that I think has been at the forefront of trying new technology. This has been ever present way back when console gaming first came out. Many of the tools that we use today, a little bit like Zoom for conference calling and all the other technologies out there, these tools were used in very different ways, but utilized to collaborate between gamers taking part in gaming in general. So I think we need to look at gaming and look at what they're doing now as a blueprint to the technology and possibilities for lots of other industries in general. When you talk about gaming versus blockchain gaming, it's a little bit like the early days of the internet for me, where people differentiated between different social media platforms. I don't think we need such differentiation for blockchain gaming. I think it's a bit more of a buzzword at the moment, but realistically, if the industry is to improve, blockchain in general, it needs to meet the standards of current gaming titles and be a little bit less focused on the tokenomics and NFTs that are involved.
That's an interesting point, Vincent. Tell us about Opis's gaming platform.
So we are developing a gaming platform called Opie Pets. Opie Pets is a free-to-play game. Now, there's been a lot of successful play and earn or play-to-earn gaming that a lot of people in the industry would have seen today, with many millions of users across the world playing and earning at the same time. Now, that's been a proof or case study, I should say, to prove that there's an ability to tokenize gaming and give users the ability to own assets in game and earn from them. But one of the limitations that we have developed, or we have recognized, I should say, is around the fact that it's a bit of a system where if you don't have enough new players coming in to buy the existing assets, then you sort of run out of the ability for people to earn in game. Now, if your primary focus is on the earning element, then I think you're always going to have a very limited amount of road before the interest in that game runs out. With Opie Pets, we're developing a free-to-play system and an economy that allows people to own shops, own and trade their items within game, explore very rich storyline, and be a much more immersive experience. So we've sort of dialed it back, focused on developing really good game mechanics with a really strong team. So when people do play the game, fun is the #1 element for them and the earning is secondary.
You know, that's such an interesting point, Vince, because this industry is growing rapidly and you don't want to fall into that trap where it cannibalizes itself, to your point, where there's only going to be so much that can be tokenized and bought and traded. So my question to you is, when you think about the metaverse, how will that impact gaming and blockchain? Are we correct in saying meta is one thing, Web3 is something else, or are these terms all being used ubiquitously?
Yeah, I really don't like to use the term metaverse too frequently. The reason being is because I just think it's a new buzzword to describe experiences. If we go back before computing, it may have been going to the theater and being immersed in a story that's being told on a stage. With the advent of the internet, of course, home PCs, and then moving to mobile devices and phones. The metaverse for me is just another level of immersion where the digital experience is even more seamless and involved and integrated into our daily lives. Now, the platforms will change. It might transform itself into sort of VR goggles or glasses that we use to interact in the daily world. But fundamentally, the metaverse for me is about enriching the experiences and integrating that physical stimuli and virtual world, so we're even more immersed in watching a movie per se, or using an internet browser to view social media. It's about that immersion and experience for people. Now, one of the things which I think is a real challenge is the environmental issues that are involved with this ever increasing appetite for data and computational power. It obviously means there's going to be an environmental cost as well. So Web3 companies need to make sure that their strategies and technologies are also catering for the green impact as well.
Yeah, all great points. Appreciate the insight, Vince. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you.